Okay. All right. So once again, good morning, programmers. So for today, we're going to have two sessions. The first session is right now. So we're going to last up to 12, and then I'm going to dismiss you by 12 noon until 1 p.m. So you need to go back until you'll need to go back by 1 p.m. or earlier than 1 p.m. Pero the problem is we don't have laboratory yet. So magmita patag laboratory later. Just in case we cannot I cannot afford of doing that, maybe we can conduct our classes in the classroom. Anyway, some of you or majority siguro sa inyo nagdala ng laptop, right? Tama ba? Okay. Then so that we're able to cope up all the lessons for kahapon natapos namin until loops. So actually, I have already posted the video recording in your BB. So it's here in the all flags. Wait for a while. So let's navigate first muna our Blackboard. So everyone will what do you call this one? How do I say this? Will be able to know how to navigate our. I mean, of course, now you know how to navigate this one already, but there are a few things that I'll need to uh, give thorough elaboration on particular matter. So for an instance, there are some of you who are actually doing made a query about some of the contents are not appearing in BB Ultra, tama? Particularly in the SSLP. Okay. So by the way, what is that SSLP? I made that SSLP myself from different sources. I collated all the materials in order for me to have uh, two sources. So that's in a PDF file. So actually, all of the resources are already posted in your BB Ultra. Now, in again to those who just ngayon nag-visit lang ng BB Ultra natin. We have here in the all flags video session. This is where I'm gonna post all our flags sessions. So this was the flags sessions yesterday. We have from the morning session and then for the afternoon session. So you're not required to really come in later at sa 1 p.m. I mean, you can attend via online. Nothing to worry about it. So I'm not really particular with the attendance. I'm really into output or outcome. So now, in that, another one is every module there is, of course, week resources now. So you can have here, okay, we have mediating outcomes per week. And as you can see in the mediating outcomes, there are resources there that are, as I've said earlier, it's not appearing. Like in your end, it will not appear actually, but in my end, it appears. So I suggested those who have sent me a message to sign in using their account, but it seems like it's still not working. However, another way to resolve this is while I'm still fixing this one, guys, you can access all those formative assessments right here. No? So I allow you to edit it, but don't make a deletion, or at least don't take that file from there. Okay, so pwede mo mga delete sa file. Anyway, it has an audit trail. I can see whoever is deleting it. Okay. So yeah, so tama ba? Dili mag-appear sa inyo ha. Even dira tama. Am I right? Or sige, ako na mutubag, yes sir. Okay, there's also a video session. This is a use for synchronous session. No? If you guys want to, if you don't want to read materials, you prefer you're a visual in the VARC, you prefer visual or video tutorial. Okay, you can have this video recording. Yan. So that is not the artist there is not an Indian. Okay? So dili na Indian if you're sick of an Indian, pero magaling mag-explain yung mga Indian people. Okay? And then balik ta dire, every formative every SSLP natin except for this one, meron yang activity after, which is that is where your programmer's bible should is used. Now yung programmer's bible ninyo. So let me show to you one SSLP. So like for an instance, this SSLP number, this one. So may mga lessons dyan, okay, that then this one's itong mga screenshot of the program, sample program where you can try. If you don't like the video version, you can have this one naman. Okay, so for those who are in read and write, no, in the VARC. Okay, so VARC is visual, oral, read and write, and kinesthetic. So yeah, there's this one is available for you. Okay, so again, it's optional. The only thing that matters here is the last part of the material. The last part of the material will tell you, yan, may mga instructions yan siya, sample program that you can try. Although you can ask ChatGPT, but again, there are, pwede ninyo na siya as your resource. Okay? So with that, may mga, ang pinaka-importante diri guys is this one. Itong part na we're in sa last part. No? Answer the activities in the succeeding pages using your programmer's Bible. So most of the thing that we do here are all program tracing. So I would encourage everyone to, before you type in the codes in any IDE, I want you guys to please at least try it out na using only your brain. Okay, especially mga comp-sci students. Okay, because you're made to really read the codes. I mean, not being biased, but comp-sci are made to do software, to create programs, as well as with EMC. Sa mga IS kasi they are into business process, but they still have to create programs. But most likely nasa higher mga sila. I mean project managers. They are into planning. So ito yung mga program sample and you will need to write the output. Okay? So yung iba syempre mag-cheat. I mean cheating in a way na i-type in mo na ang code, then you can see the output. Try to beat the compiler first before then you can verify that you have learned or you don't learn at all. So that's for is SSLP. Okay? So in every week there's also formative assessments. And we don't do formative assessments here. Okay? I'm giving you autonomy to do that during your comfort hours. Now at any time of the day, even kahit sa coffee shop or you work together as a team, it's up to you. You can do that formative assessments. Anyway, that's just formative. In fact, I'm giving 3 attempts for formative assessments before, but right now, medyo isa lang or duha, depending on somebody if mag-request. But right now, isang attempt na lang. But you can again request. Okay? Okay, so that's formative assessment. Gamay lang kayo ang impact sa inyong grade actually. You can even pass the course even without submitting formative assessments. Unless perfect yung summative assessments ninyo. Right? If nakatry mo na, pwede na nyo mapasa ang course. Pero kani pang binat lang na siya actually. But you cannot, of course, incur 1.0 flat 1 if wala kay mga formative assessments. Okay, if you're grade-oriented person, if you're into academic jobs, so you will need to answer formative assessments. So, yeah, that's it. And then, every week yan siya may mga ganyan. And then, we have also Module 1 assessments already, but I made it hidden for now. So, di pa na siya ma-access. And then, if sa mga, about other things like syllabus, if you want to know, yung mga syllabus. Don't you worry if we don't follow the syllabus yet. Basta again, I mean, we don't follow the syllabus because ang timeline natin is different. But all of the topics there guaranteed that that will be or that are discussed or more than pagani. Okay, and then now there are project synopsis here, rubrics, project deliverables, andyan lahat sila. If ever you cannot access them, actually it's in here. All that you need. Diri kani ang akong gi-project, guys. So because I forgot to bring my ano. Anyway, this is where you can see all the resources needed. Starting with the project deliverables and synopsis, the guide, the rubrics, the submittals, the resources, even the syllabus as well as formative assessments, SSLP, and laboratory activity. In the event that it will not appear in per module na learning module or learning material. Okay? So, any questions so far? Wala. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the one that I'll be using will be Eclipse. I'm also using VS Code, but Eclipse man ang na-run, so Eclipse na lang. Okay. Anyway, I'll be using Eclipse for this as an IDE, but you can use JCreator, you can use Dr. Java, you can use NetBeans, you can use Android Studio, you can even use VS Code. Much better VS Code for Python and for other computer programming language also. Now, okay, sige. Let's now create a project. So, but before that, let me discuss to you about the workspace now. So, of course, the workspace is where we put our package or packages as well as our other components that we will be needing for our projects, including image assets, audio assets, and etc. So with this, you can just browse if you want to store it to somewhere or to any drive or available drive. You can even store it to your Google Drive or to your OneDrive or any cloud storage. So now let's launch this one. Medyo ano lang siya kay kani ang gi-project ako. So I can roam around. All right. So now what are you guys using? VS Code lang, Eclipse. So better na mag create mo another workspace on your end, especially to those who are using the PC. All right, so to get started with using Eclipse, creating a project is number one, we'll have to go to this part right here. Good morning. Nang namahaw mo, guys. Okay, very good. Kay mo naghilo mo gud kay mo. Dili maklaro, no? Klaro, di kayo maklaro. Kira? Sige, go to a new Java project. Mas stiff neck dahil mo no loy. Dapat ito lagi ng TV inta. Ano man na? Okay, very good. Okay. Sige. Sige. Ano po? Kato na lang ako, di man ko nagagamit. Lang, okay. Hindi man ko magamit og bangko. Kaya mo lingkod pa ko, masamot og kagamay. Di na ako makita. Okay, let's have here computer programming 2. Sige, lagyan natin A2. In my end, A223. A224. Okay, so as you can notice, it will give you an option to choose the JRE. By the way, what's JRE? JRE is Java Runtime Environment. The Java Runtime Environment is where all of our packages, classes, libraries being kept by Java. No? So Java, before we can use Java, we'll need to install JDK, no? And, which stands for Java Development Kit. The same kit that you will need to install when you are going to develop a mobile application using Android Studio along with Android or ADK or SDK, which is Android Software Development Kit. Now, as of this time or to date, Java is now up to parang Java GDK 18 na yata, no? Version. You can visit that to sunmicrosystems.com. You can check whether you're updated or not or updated or not, no? So usually nana din mo makita GS Java SE. Okay, so also Java has different versions. I mean, may standard editions, ME and EE. No? So, but this time we're gonna be using SE, no, standard edition for app dev, no, application development. So, in my end, I have here Java SE 14 installed in my device. So, I don't know more sa diha 18 na yata na dira or 16. You can also use JRA or project specific JRA or default JRA. But this time I'm gonna be using the execution environment JRA, which is Java Runtime Environment SE14. So I will need to click finish and then that's it. Okay, if this will ask you to create modules, since Java, newer versions of Java allows us to create a modular based programming. So this time we're going to skip this part. So all you just need to do, please listen. Ayaw niyo ni siya i-create. So don't ever type anything there. Just make don't create because the J option pane will not work in if you're going to create a modular or a module or if you're going to include a module.java because it's J option pane or as the swing components are now obsolete in the new versions of Java because ano na siya uh, what's the newest one, latest in sa Java Swing new version of Swing components. Sige. All right. Now we have here the JRE system library. This is where you get to see all your jar files or Java archives. Every time we create a Java application, it's not an exe file. It's should be a jar file because it can run anywhere. So Java is write once, run anywhere. So you can run application to a mobile, to a Linux-based OS, to a Mac OS, or even to a Windows-based OS. So this is where you can actually see all of it. No, we're not gonna touch anything there. So this time we're going to create so nalay delay gamay guys. So now we're going to create a class under that package. So a package contains many classes. The relationship is many, no one to many. One package can contain many classes. And a package must contain a class or a project. So now let's start with the discussion about the rules in naming our classes and identifiers. So what naming rules you can still remember? Mga rules in naming classes, variables, or identifiers. Ano yung ma-remember ninyo in Python? Because similar is applied to Java, and all other programming languages. And that's a convenience. That's naming convention lang. Okay? Thank you. So pag sabi natin camel case or Pascal case, that's a naming convention of if we follow the rules, no? I mean, that is not actually a rule. It's just a convention. I can type anything here without even following the naming convention. So speaking of, since na-mention niya about camel casing or snake case or Pascal case, which named under Blaise Pascal, the Pascal case rather, and the, what they call this one, the camel case are just naming conventions. It's up to you if we follow that or not. So what's the difference between the two is that when if using camel case, if you have two words, you have to capitalize the first letter of each word. Example, if you have sample program, di maklaro di ay ninyo no. Tao ni pagpadako. Di maklaro guys. Siya on man eh. Kana. About that one. Klaro na. Okay. Example, we have that sample program. So first, they have used two words, then therefore that's camel case. So for each letter of the word, you'll have to capitalize it. Anyway, it's just a convention. Either you follow or not, your program will still work. Yung rules talaga, iba yun. So this is camel case. Pero pag sinabi nating Pascal case, you will use underscore. So, to elaborate, so that the name of your variables, identifiers, or class should be elaborate. Parang there's an elaboration of the two words. Okay, and this is very important in the industry because we have to speak the same language. So we don't just create classes like A, B, C, D, or by using single letters or alphabets. Now this is another example is why is it important to really follow the convention? Because like for an instance, if I have written a word that says like this, how do you read this one? Very good. It's I mean that's bukid, right? Because there's no elaboration on, but actually that is not read as bukid. That is supposed to be read as book ID. Okay? So when I put something like I follow the convention using Pascal case, you have here book underscore ID and I can read it as book ID. Okay, so that is how inana ka-importante ang naming convention. So even kung mag-Pascal case ko, I concatenate the two strings together, but I use elaboration in the ID part. Okay, so book ID instead of I will read it as book it. But again, that is not the rule. Anyone who can tell me what the rules are? Underscore? Wala ko, sa kalimot sila oh. Rules in naming variables classes. Nani sa Python? Okay, sige, I'm gonna start. Yes. Last name underscore section. that's that's also convention. Sige. I'm gonna start with number one. First rule, pinaka number one rule that you should not do is when creating a class, variables, or identifiers, particularly sa Java, C++, or C, or even in C# and in PHP, you don't start or begin with digits. Okay? Example, I have here two. You cannot begin with digits in naming your class or your variables. It should start with letters. Okay? You cannot begin with digits, but it can contain digits. Example, I have here class 1. So pag contain siya digit, but it should not begin with digit. Okay? Actually, mag-error na siya sa, kung itry ninyo na siya ay part na mag-X na, you cannot blah blah blah. Sa inyo niya, type name is not valid. Okay? This is the same rules that is applied in naming variables, identifiers, and methods in several programming languages. You may be you haven't tried maybe this one in Python, but this is not allowed in Python. So, okay, it cannot begin with digit, but it can contain digits. What else? So, kayo ma-remember ninyo? Very good. No special characters. What are those special characters? Anything that we can see as special as not a part of alphabets. So, but there are exceptions. Ano yon? Underscore and dollar sign. Okay? So if I'm going to name my class as, let's say, sample program, and if I have here, I have included percent here or modulus division, it is not allowed. Actually, makita ninyo na sa taas, that is not, type name is not valid. Yan. So if I have minus here, it's still not valid. We have at, not valid. But if I'm gonna use dollar sign, it's valid. The use of the yan, this one. So valid na siya, wala siya nag-gets. So same with naming variables, identifiers, as well as method. Okay, how about underscore? We just had that one earlier. You can actually use that one for Pascal case, sample underscore program. So that's the second rule. Special characters are not allowed except dollar sign and underscore. Okay. How about the third rule? May mga rules pala, sir. Any rules? Ano yung pangatlong rules? Rule rather. That's special character. Capitalize. Sentence case. Okay. Okay, that's also, that's a rule, but that is not something that is part of the rule in, but that's a rule. Okay, very good. Okay, Ansha, later, let's get back to that one later. The other rule is Java keywords are not allowed because it will be conflicting. Example, what are the keywords? I have here the few keywords in Java: public, package, final, and abstract. Meaning to say, I cannot use that one as my class. I cannot use int as my class. I cannot use any Java keywords as my class. I cannot use all keywords in Java to be the name of my class, to be the name of my variable, or to be the name of my methods. Clear? Claro, guys? Okay. So we are trying to balance knowledge and skills here. Okay, so that we speak the same language. Now, that's actually they're actually upat na sila. The other one is Java is case sensitive. Okay, which wherein capital letter A and small letter a are completely different because it has different ASCII code. Okay, so those are the four rules in naming classes, variables in Java. Okay, wala kayong seats. You take the sofa. Baka may extra seats. Ask kayo sa guard. Sige po. Thank you. All right. Yung sinabi mo kanina that in Java, the name of your Java should be the name of your class. Tama 'yun, no? That's also a rule in Java, but not common common to all programming languages. Okay, sa Python bisan unsa ang name sa class as well as bisan unsa ang name sa imong py na name, it doesn't matter. Okay? And also another convention in naming your class, all Java classes must be a sentence case. Or it should be capitalized ang first letter sa imong class. It's just a convention because that is not a rule. Example, I have here sample. I didn't follow the convention in naming my class, but that is not what Java would tell us kasi ang gusto ni Java that all of your class should be capitalized. Or shall we say sentence case? First letter of the class should be in capital letter. But then again, that is not a rule. Kasi pag sinabing rule, if you don't follow, it will not work. It's just a convention. All right, so let's start. Sample, let's say we have sample program. And then just click on the public static void main underneath here. Yan, sa baba, this one. And then main. Anyway, if ever you forget to choose the public static void main, you can type in, or you can even just type main and control space and then enter. It will actually appear sa Eclipse. I don't know with VS Code, parang really. Okay, so that's this one. So ito yung sinabi ni kanina, that the name of your .java, this one, naka-zoom mo din, no? Wait, the name of your .java should be the name of same name sa imong class. So kaya may iba that your program will not work because iniba nila ang class wherein ang .java nila is sample.program.java. So meaning you don't alter this sample program to any name. Example, gibutang nimo na since nangupya ra mga code para dili pare-pareha, sample program iya ha ako kay tang nako diri og my own program para na ay on para ako adyo siya no, my own program. So it won't work kasi the .java is not my own program. So you'll need to refactor that one. To refactor, you'll need to right click and then rename. Okay, or i-refactor yun mo siya, like go to source, that is one refactor rather, here, di na madakpan ng refactor, and then rename. And Java will do that for you. So that's very important in Java, guys. So it will work. Again, name of the class should be same name sa imuhang .java. Because Java create different versions, .java, .obj, and .class. Making it na Java is it's a platform independent na because of Java Virtual Machine or JVM. Okay, so now let's have the static void main. So I don't have any static main. Not all Java classes has main. It doesn't mean na Java class meron siyang main. In fact, pag o-open natin data structures and algorithm, most of our classes doesn't have main because we must have to have only one main. Okay, the main implies that we're going to run an application, and that is this application, pero it can call several classes. So but this time, since mga standalone atong pangbuhaton, we have to have a main class or main method in our program. So if ever na nalimtan ninyo, you can just type in main and then enter. It will automatically type in for you. So now, public, this one is what we call access specifier. In Java, it's very important to know this access specifier. There are 3 access specifier in Java. We have private, public, and protected. So what's public? As the word suggested, pag sinabing public, everyone can see it. Now, everyone can use it. Oh, public lahat, okay? Meaning to say, because we will be having different packages, if you're going to make that class as public, it is visible to all packages, to whoever is using it. Lahat, as in transparent siya, magamit nimo tanan basta public. Like public places, no? People's Park, or public places, everyone can come in and use the say tawagan na, the park, okay, which is Igagaw ni Rizal Park. So next, what else? Gets. Okay, sige to, private. When you say private, very good. Private na bayad? Bayad na yun? When we say private, this particular module in your class or this class cannot be visible to other packages. Dili siya nimo magamit because it's private. Okay? So, like mga private resort, kanang dili siya available for public. They cannot use the resort or they cannot come in. So that's private. What about protected? Actually sa C# daghan kaayo no. My friend sa C# and VB.NET na friend na ay private, public, protected, daghan kay na sa C# pero Java and C# are almost the same. So when we talk about protected, it's actually in the middle of private and public. Di ba na yung mga private na resort pero you can come in due to some constraints or naay mga certain rules or certain constraints. Example, you can go to that private resort once you pay. Tama? And then you can take advantage of the whatever is inside of that resort. But that is still a private, but you can use that resort. Tama ba? Okay, and compared to katong private na dili jud pwede like own jud dili ka pwede makato like para nang no trespassing na nakabutang. Dili jud ka mo adto dito, that's private. Okay, but there are several places na private siya, owned by some companies, pero pwede na magamit. Pero nalay certain rules. So, technically, pag sinabing protected, once protected ang imong class, okay, it's not available in the other packages, but once I am going to import it, it can be available. Okay, so we can do that during object-oriented programming kasi yun na yung pinaka-core ng programming, no? OP, object-oriented programming, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Oh yeah, protected, protected. Asa? Pardon? Dili ma? Paano i-access ang protected? Okay, you just have to, di ba meron tayong, let's say for an instance here, this one. This is your package, this is your project, this is your project. So if ever protected na imong class, kasi when you create a class, pwede nimo siya wait ha. Di na ako maklik ang file. Here. Pwede nimo, you must need to assign it either public ba siya, private na public, private and protected class. Kaning diri sa private or protected class. Okay? So itong dalawa. Okay? Now, pag protected, di ba? Pag private, if this is another package, kaning first package, and then this is another package, pag private, hindi talaga yan magamit ang private class. Pero protected, pwede ko yan magamit once I use that protected class in this particular package. Yung private, there's no chance of really na magamit ni mo na siya to other packages. Scenario na gamiton ang private. So example, sige, I'm gonna show you some simple scenario wherein I cannot, let's say, my class. Sige, I will just have here a private na, let's say, method na lang muna na private para mas simpler. And then, i-void ko na lang na. Okay, so I have here public, let's say void. Excuse me. So I create another class. Let's say class lang. Class B na lang. Okay. And then Yeah, I asked. So this is same scenario. I have here private and public methods, right? Okay, any declared private method here cannot be accessed outside of that class. Meaning to say, if I'm gonna be calling this method wherein it is declared as private, I cannot call this one here. Okay, I'm going to have here, let's say, class B. So I'm going to instantiate an object. So let's say B na lang is equal to new object. So B dot. So as you can see, the only method that I can call or access from that other class will be yung isa, which is yung message. Okay? Saan yun? Si main. Tawag na ako si main. Let me see kung what is this? Public void message. Okay. Bakit hindi ko matawag si message? Because, wait. This is class instance. Wait. What happened? Class B, class B. Void message. Void message. Wait lang ha. I-static sana ako. Static is there could be one instance of that lang. Class B dot ayaw. What happened? Sorry. I'm sorry guys. This is supposed to be sample program. Mali ang keyboard actually. Sample program. Kaya pala, I cannot call anything. So B dot. So if I'm gonna call that message right there, I can call the message because it's declared as public. But how about yung isa which is method? So di na ako na matawag si method. It's because it's declared as private. Clear? Claro guys. Sorry. I'm under class B. Tapos sample program is supposed to be the class that I'm going to instantiate in this particular class. So that is a scenario. If you cannot do that in a private method, how much more if your class is a private class? Then therefore you cannot call that class from this package. Clear? Okay, so this is object-oriented programming topic. Okay, but for the benefit of your question, ano man siya i-show, din show na to. Okay, so this is actually OOP concepts. Okay, so let's now start with, let's go back to our main topic. Okay, tanggalin natin. So for now, let's work on muna with one class. Okay, so thank you for that. Now, pag same rules that we follow in naming variables, identifiers, yung sabi ko kanina, if we're going to declare, let's say let's say num. So num, it cannot begin with digits, but it can contain digits. So pwedeng mag-contain siya ng digit, but it should not begin with digit. So same rules that is applied here in naming identifiers. Now, in Python, of course, everything is pretty much easy kasi automatic. No, you can even learn Python in just a few days. 1 to 3 days pwede, no? Even wala yung background sa programming, makabalo sa Python. Yes po. Walay. There is. May mga import statements tayo. This one. Okay, you don't need to import a class once they are on the same package. But pag different packages sila, that's the time you will import. Example, I'm gonna import. I'm going to use a package from Swing. component, which is, let's say, JOption pane. So this is from another package. So I'll need to use the JOption pane. Therefore, I'll need to import it. So what's the purpose of JOption pane? It's a UI component in Java where you can show you can show a dialogue, either input or show message dialogue. Like here, null. And then I'm gonna show here hello or something. Inana. Okay? So baba lang na ako ni siya guys sa enter. So yan. Oy, dire. Yan. SS, this one, message. Okay? So that is, you can take inputs from the user. You can even show this message using dialog box. Okay? So this is from another package. So kung naka-private si JOption pane, hindi nato na magamit dire. Okay? So that's the use of access specifier. But most of the time, public muna tayo. Okay. Sige. Now, main, again, itong main, guys, the main here implies that when, in order for you to run a Java application, you must have at least one main. If you don't have main, bisan pagtama ka ng imong codes, it will not run. Dapat mayroon tayong main. So, sir, if ever i-change na ko ang main into other name, okay? Itong mga what color is that? Orange? I don't know sa inyo, murag ang uban, purple, blue, depende sa inyong kung dark kula or depende kung katong light inyong gamiton. But usually blue na siya or purple. Kana sila na mga naka-color orange. Those are Java keywords. Dili nato na pwede i-name sa to ang mga methods or sa tong classes. Okay? Now, what about kaning main? Can I change the main or alter the main into something else? Pwede. Pwede ganun mo na siya EMMCM. But again, Java will have to look for a main method, which implies that you're trying to run a Java application. If Java will not be able to see main, then your program will not run. So it has to be main in lower case. So itong void, it's a returning type that your method does not return any value. So dili pa na ninyo ma-appreciate as of this time kung wala pa ta nag-discuss og mga methods. But for now, please keep it as it is. Our main method is public static void main. And what about this one? Itong string args, you can change this to anything, any data type like int, double, float, whatever. But it must be a string para magana gyapon atong main. You can even change or interchange the bracket as your array to after the arguments. So argument arg stands for arguments, a formal parameter in Java. So sir, pwede ba nako ma-name ang arguments into another name? Yes, pwede. You can name this to Mapua. So kana pwede na mo run gyapon ang imong program. Either way. Okay? So that's an array of string na Mapua. If you're going to ask me where is it, asam na nganong naamala siya diha, sir? Actually dili na nimo makita sa medyo delay oh. Wait lang guys, kay na. So I know you're excited to code na. Ay, nag-code naman mo sa inyong katong basic niyo na programming. Nag-program na mo, di ba? Sa Java last time. Android Studio. Ay, yeah. By the way, Android Studio is different sa JavaScript is different. Is lahi siya na it's JavaScript is just a scripting language used for web applications. Dati scripting na siya pero as it evolves naging programming language na si JavaScript or treated na siya as programming language. Yung Android Studio naman using Java is it's in mobile. It's a framework in Java where you can develop a mobile application. But things that we learn here like for loop, while loop, if conditions are all the same in there sa mobile programming. So pareha lang sila. Pero lahi ang format kasi nana siya XML. No, nana siya extensive markup language. So para asa rin ang mapuwa diri na sa wait. Diri na siya guys so sa arguments. Na if I type here MMCM, Mapua, Malayan, Colleges, Mindanao. Okay, if I type in there mga string of arrays. So let's say apply and then run. So if I'm going to display something here, let's say Mapua, blue. Mapua 0, that's an array of 0. Whatever I type there as the first string, i-display na niya as I guess MMCM to akong first type there. MMCM. Ito. Pero you don't need to know that, no? If in case lang mangutana mo para asa ng arguments, it's for the arguments there sa debugger or sa debugging option. Okay, so shall we start now writing program? So yeah, that's the basic construct of Java. So everything that we dili nato siya ipang type, no? So let's start with the print line and printf. So Java has three different ways to display message. Print line and printf. Let's start with the print. Ang print is gikan na siya kang printf rather is gikan na siya kang C language, gikopy ra na ni Java. Pero printf stands for print formatting. So we're going to discuss that one later on. But let's start with the print line. So just type in sys-o. You can have Java will type that one for you. So you have print. So what's the use of print? You can have here hello MMCM. And then okay, just type there. Then we have here, let's say Mapua. Sys-o, control space, enter. So if you're going to run this one, let's run this one first. Okay, notice that the strings are concatenated, no? So hello, MMCM, Mapua, Malayan. Okay, because we use print. Okay, so by the way, Java follows this format: class, object, and then method. So, ang always, remember ninyo na always si Java. Class, object, method. Okay? Diba? I told you earlier na all Java classes start with capital letters. So, class. So, therefore, system is a class. Next to that is an object. Therefore, out is an object. What's next? Method. Method has open and close parentheses. Therefore, print is a method. So mo na pinaka that's why ay ganina nag-instantiate ko og object, but not all the time inani siya ang form sa Java. Sometimes inani pod class object equals new then method. So ito yung method, ito yung object, then ito yung class. Which is yung kanina nagipakita na ako. All right. So this is print. Pag print gani, hindi siya mag-ano to the next line. Pero pag butang nimo print ln, this stands for, very good, this stands for print line. The difference between the two is that yung print line is it will display the string per line or each line. So earlier, yung display natin is this one. Hello, MMCM Mapua Malayan. But we changed this to print line. It will now be changed to, so display na nimo siya in that the strings in each line. Okay? So also Java ang culprit jud usually sa error kay kaning terminating statement. No, ang nightmare sa mga programmers before kanang terminating statement. C++, which is in the case of Python wala na siya, di ba? Okay? So how about printf? So print line, printf. If ever you don't use print line or println, you can use \n. So \n stands for next line, new line. Okay? New line. So, yan. So, yan. If ever na, this can be also, let's say, \t. Yan, \t. So \t is 3 spaces, which is equivalent to 1 tab. Okay, so meaning to say, hello, MMCM, tapos Mapua with 1 tab before, after MMCM, then Malayan. Okay, so napo na siya \r, \a, \b, daghan na sila, katong mag-bell, mag-ring. Okay, so basta mga daghan na siyang partner. But usually ang ginagamit nato is \n and \n and \t. Tayo na naman dahil, Sir Roy. So, Java tayo naman dahil. Apo. Okay. So, mag-display og hello world sa Java. So, daghan na kayo sa Python, isa lang. Okay, remember that lahi sila, no? It's Java is focused for app dev, and Python is for AI, no, machine learning and deep learning, including data science. I'm not saying that Java cannot do that. Pwede, no? Java can also do what Python is capable of. Only that si Python mas dali. Okay? But for mga microservices, e-commerce, and especially pag gusto nila na secured ilahang software or application, mas ginagamit si Java. Okay? And there are frameworks that like Spring Boot, REST, mga REST API now that you can also integrate or incorporate with Java. Only that, atong gigamit karon is standard edition na Java. Okay. So now, let's have output in input output in Java. Okay? So input output, this is out, stands for output. We have an equivalent input for Java. So that is scanner. Scanner, no? Scanner input equals new scanner system.in. So that is for input. Kaya siya in system.in, di ba? System.out is for out displaying. System.in is for taking input, and we use scanner for that. So ang scanner ginagamit nato na for taking input from the keyboard. So there is a package for scanner, and that is called java.util.scanner. So util stands for utility. Okay, scanner ha, this scammer. Okay. So kung napansin niyo guys, tara si class, object, then class. So dara class, object, then method. Yeah. New, if you are going to ask me what's new, new is it means that you are instantiating an object of Java. Kasi everything that we do in Java is an object. Okay, so let's say we're going to take input from the user, like let's discuss muna data types, di ay. So data types. Okay, this is very important in Java, no, data types. Which in the case in Python, wala na siyang data types, guys. Na data type sa Python, but you don't have to explicitly type in that data type. In fact, Python has only 4 types, di ba? Int, float, ano pa? String, and boolean. No? So, wala nang upat nga data types. Pero, actually, there are actually a lot of data types. Pero si Python, gihide na niya tanan. That's why Python is believed to be slow kasi ang compiling stages niya daghan kay ginabuhat behind it. So, kanilang ginapakita ni Python pero daghan na siya if we are really going to study the byte size, adjudicate several data typing in programming. So, these are also present in Java, but we call this as primitive types. Okay, primitive types. Okay, so we have. Let's start with the pinakagamay byte, short. Okay, int, float, ayun na float. Okay, char or car, long, double, and boolean. Okay, these are the different types of Java where under primitive types. We have byte, short, int, float, char or char, long, double, and boolean. Similar to C, similar to C Sharp, similar to Python, PHP, and C++, and almost all other programming languages. So, daghan na siya. Why is it, nganong wala inana si Python? As I've said, ginahide ni Python tanan, like for easier implementation. Pero if you are going to really do programming, labi nag-comsci, you have to understand this better. Number 1, byte. Why there is a byte? Why dili na lang int? Okay, I'm gonna show you why. Example, I'm going to use int in the age. As I've told you, if I'm going to use int data type in the age, remember that integer, the max value of integer is 2 billion. And diha pa lang, no, you know the importance of byte size. Siyempre, we as a students, as a computer programmer, we save, in as much as possible, we save memory. Tama? Nag-save ba mo memory? Yes? Or wala lay pakialam. Pero all other, syempre ang uban dili kay lay pakialam kung how much memory or byte size akong program will it consume to my computer. But it's actually important. Okay, example. 'Di ba when you open Microsoft Word, first or initial kilobyte ana is usually nasa 128, 127, adira 120 kilobytes. Because that is the byte. Byte is equivalent to 8 bits. Therefore, 1 byte is 127 positive to negative 128. Meaning to say, if I'm going to use int in my age, wherein ang int di ay kay 2 billion, so I'm expecting that ang age nako will accept up to 2 billion as a value. Na ba age na mabot og 2 billion? Wala. So, what is the appropriate data type for the int? It should be byte, not int. So, in order for me to save memory, I will change this to byte because byte can only store up to 127 positive to negative 128 na nasa libro. Okay? So, that is the range value. That is the same size used by our computer. Ang alin? Ano po? Okay. So what's the difference between the two? Sige. Assuming mo lang siya og, let's say, this is flash drive of up to 2 billion ang storage. O sige, let's say, buta na to na 1 terabyte daw kunuhay na siya na flash drive si int, while this one is 128 MB lang or something. Siyempre, kung if you can afford 1 terabyte, kan akong palito, tama? And then if gusto og limited na, I mean, up to half it limited na I can store as many as storage. Pero here's the take. What if I'm only going to store picture of some picture, logo of Mapua, where ang logo sa Mapua na sa MB, let's say 1.2 MB or 2 MB na lang, round off na to 2 MB. Usa akong flash drive na paliton. 1 terabyte para paspas. Pero your what? Kana lang man ang purpose ato. Very good. Mas gamay ang cost because that's very important in in computer science. Asa ka makaanog cost? Cost sa processing, cost sa speed sa imong memory as it consumes a lot of memory. It's like ano ba? It's like if there is now limited supply of water and kung magpila ka na panghatag tubig pero ang ihatag 1 liter lang, magdala di kag isa ka drum. Will you bring 1 drum na container just to get 1 liter of water? Hello? Hello? Delay. Right? So what I'm trying to say or elaborate here, if there is a way that we can optimize, okay, because efficiency is becoming a standard, once bugat na imong program, bugat po na ang processing speed. Mura na siya og capacity sa inyong car, sa inyong sakyanan. The more heavy na ang load, the more it will slow the process. Meaning to say, the more na bugat imong program, the more mura mag-install mo og games, di ba? Di mo ganahan. Gwapo lagi ang games, pero i-install nimo na perting bugata. Kaya ka na sa akong computer. If there is a way that we can optimize it, there is a way na ma-compress na to ang size, we will do it. That's the role of computer science. Which is, in the case of Python, walay pakialam si Python, ana, as long as you can develop a program that does for its intended purpose. I'm not saying Python is not good, but Python does not care. Because that is for AI, no? May pinaka the best dira sa Python, AI lang yang focus, no? Maka-process og mga image o mga character as well in an easier manner. Okay, but in the case of optimizing, wala ay pakialam si Python, ana. In fact, even in mga programming competitions, they don't recommend using Python. Kay mag-program ka with Python, submit nimo na tama imong program, pero ang processing speed niya ang required ato 10 kilobytes lang or 10 lang seconds. Pag submit nimo ato bisan tama yung program, dili na i-allow. So, ang pinaka faster is actually C++. That's why ginagamit siya for game engine, ginagamit siya for developing games. Kay mas faster si C++. Kay compiled man siya compared to actually Java and Python. So, that is it. Meaning to say, ang pasabot ana guys, if I'm going to store 129 in the byte, dili na siya allowed. Because there is no such thing as unlimited in this world. Kay Python unli jud na, pero sa tinud-an na jud wala jud unlimited. Nabre unlimited na storage. Wala pa man gani terabyte pa man gani taman kinsa may maka-afford karon og unsay sunod sa terabyte gani? Nanay petabyte? Terabyte pa no nanay kuan. Unsay sunod gani? Tera. Sunod,
Beta.
20 pa, oy, 20, sana? Ay, times 2 man rin, ano? So, what's next? What's next after tera?
Ito.
Petabyte? Nana ba, petabyte? What I'm trying to elaborate here, guys, is, kanidyo, no? Komsay, mga komsay. If you really need to create a program, we don't just create the program or the right program, but we create the program in a right way of doing it. Okay? Otherwise, you're just some tech guy who finishes his studies somewhere in Google or somewhere from ChatGPT. Okay? So, at is suggested in Anana. Kasi we talk about numbers here. We talk about mathematically inana ang ano sa, 'di ba? Mathematics ayan. All of our storage na sa equivalent na mga byte size. No, nana siya mga sana. That's why it has there for a reason. It has there for a reason na si byte, and Java uses the same byte size na ginagamit sa atuang computers. Okay? So, dili na bawal na siya guys, 129. Kasi it's more than its range. Okay? Kasi yeah, 126 lang ang pwede niya up to 127. Do you guys appreciate it? Appreciate na lang. Sige sir, appreciate na lang good sir. For now, yes, pero no siguro, but in the future, pag mag-ano na siya mo develop, ay okay, mas tama itong gingon ni sir na maghimo. Akong program na himuon is not only na maka it calculates right, but dapat tama pod ang ways of ginabuhat nako. Like what I'm trying to example, di ba? Everyone, gi-mention ako ni last time that everyone can build house. Makahimo ba tag mga house on our own, our own perspective lang, 'di ba? Pwede lang nagama lang na haligi. But not everyone can make that house in a na mas ano iyang build, because there are people who are uh, made to do that. Okay? So, yes, na question? All right, next. So, sir, question, will I have to memorize all of those? Kasi pag may tag short, let's say short SH, example lang guys. So again ha, this is data type, kay wala man ni sa Python. You'll need to, kasi sa Python, dynamic typing. Ang age na ko nga integer or byte sa taas, pwede na ko na mahimong string. Pwede na ko mahimong character, or pwede na ko mahimong float. Like flexible siya. Flexible lang siya on our end, but what happens really inside is daghan kay siya conversion na nahitabo. Isa lang ka declaration nimo sa Python, daghan na kay nagiyabuhat na processing sa behind it. Okay, that's why it's very slow. So, now, short SH, kung tanaw niyo sa book, that is 32,767 positive to negative 32,768. So, meaning to say, if mag-ano kag mga mag-process ka o mag-manipulate kag mga numbers, that will not exceed to more than 1 million or at least 32,000 below, pwede ra na nimo gamiton ang short instead of integer. Okay? Siyempre, ang integer is overrated magud kay na ginagamit as a data type. No, overrated kay like grabe ang kani sila mga byte and short wala kay na ginagamit. But that is the purpose of these data types. So, if you're going to ask me, sir, kailangan ako i-memorize tanan? No need to. Pero kung kaya ni memorize then byte. Actually, pwede lang ni memorize ang pila lang. Kung 2 bytes ba na, 3 bytes, multiply to 1024. That's it. You will get the exact size. Tama? Pero if you don't have to memorize it in Java because there is this what we call reference type. Okay, reference type, or shall we say wrapper classes. So each of the above primitive types has its corresponding na wrapper classes. So example, I can declare here an integer. Integer I is equal to, let's say, 23. So I can display what's the, so pwede na to makita ang ano sa integer, pila ang I dot max value. So pwede, if you can see it, makita ninyo diya, 2 billion, that's 2 billion. Okay? Kita ninyo diya sa gawa sa kilid. Yan, 2 billion. And ang mean niya, mean value is negative 2 billion. So try na to ang byte. Okay, byte dot max. Okay, what's the max value of byte? Tara, 127. Okay? Or naana sa libro tanan. Okay? But again, pwede na nimo i-ano, pila di byte size sa sana. So byte max value is 127. How about mean value? Negative 128. So pwede na nimo pang anohon because each of that na sila ay corresponding na wrapper class. Okay, so now let me introduce to you, let me discuss to you the difference between primitive types and reference type. Ang sa day difference ana nila sir, like anong naamanay reference na ay primitive? Okay, this so reference primitive type stores the actual value. If I say age is equal to 127, 127 is held by the age actual value. Pero pag sinabing integer I23, 23 is not held directly by I. It is held by the memory address. Okay? So memory address. Okay? So ano ang memory address sir? Katong RAM. RAM assigns memory address to everything na ginabuhat nato dire, including I, including integer, all of it. So this time, indirectly stores 23 because what is stored by this one is the memory address that points to 23. And that is what we call memory management. Kung ginabuhat sa, kung maghimo-himo na mga compiler, mga OS, like, so diha na ninyo na ma-appreciate sila, reference typing kani sila. So, isa-isa dire na sila equivalent na reference type. So, I have here an example ana guys, let's say pasabot ana that I stores the memory address example FXC001. That is the memory address given by the CPU to my I, which directly stores 23. So ana ang storing ana niya. So I stores this address wherein located si 23. Pero sample na ng FXC001 ha. Kay random man na ihatag ang memory address. Okay? So again, kana sila byte, B, na sila equivalent na wrapper class. Okay? So what's the difference between the two? Okay? Example, I have I there. Okay? I'm going to have here I dot to binary call to binary string. So I can convert binary integer value to a binary directly using wrapper class. I cannot do that in primitive type. Okay, example, I want to convert 15 to binary. What's the binary of 15? 8 og ko ano? 8 og 4 og 1. So 1 1 1 kana 1 2 8 plus ay sobra na. 1 1 2 4 8 8 plus 4 12 8 plus 4 12 plus 2 14 15. So yan. Tama? 0 1 1 1 or 1 1 1. Kung i-run nato ni siya, are you still with me guys? We have, sorry, upat ay kawan. Kay 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 4, 8. Upat kawan. So, 0, 1, 1, 1. So, two binary string. This, you cannot do that in primitive type. Okay? So because reference types contains several methods. Pwede nimo magamit, pwede nimo, in fact, pwede ka maka-convert into octal, pwede ka maka-convert into hexadecimal. So, isn't it amazing? O, ilupa na nimo kung gusto nimo i-manual na, convert nimo into octal or into hexadecimal. Okay? So, that is the advantage of wrapper class. Aside from memory address, yes po. Yes, pauban ka? Ali din. So, aside from, yes, okay lang. Aside from, pwede ka makatawag mga methods, I mean, memory address or thing, you can have several methods na matawag. But you cannot do that in primitive type o age dot. Bisan pa kung saan mo nagbutag dot dira, wala mo gawas dira na methods. Okay? Okay. By the way, I forgot to discuss to you what this one all about. Pero pareha naman sa Python, no? I sharp padayla, no? Sharp man lang. Di ba? This is how you comment in Python. So, sa Java, this is line comment. Okay? Kanina comment, nakalimot tayo ko discuss. So, this is line comment. Types of comment. Line comment, block comment, or multi-line comment. And then, Java has a special comment or documentation which is called Java doc comment. Kaning duha ka asterisk. Kanyo? Duha ka asterisk. So, this is what we call Java doc comment. Ginagamit ang Java doc comment for this purpose. Di ba sometimes, kung mapansin niyo si Java, pag ni mo, example, I'm gonna use 2 hexa, I'm gonna use 2 B.2 or let's say I.2 hex. Mapansin niyo na ng gawas sa mga wordings or etc. That is the use of Java doc comment. So pwede nimo ibutang dira kung mamaligya ka og API po, himo kag imong sariling encapsulated class o gi-abstract nimo siya. Pwede nimo ibutang imong pangalan dira sa comment. Like, how do I do it, sir? Okay, di ba na naman tayo isa ka class kanina? Okay, pakitaan ta mo ha, example. I have here, butang nako dire na, I have here sample, himo ko og, okay, magtapos Java doc comment ko dire. Butang nako Java doc, sorry. Okay, pakitaan lang ta mo like at author, let's say my name, and I'm gonna explain this at definition or at i-explain ako siya that this returns nothing or explain ako siya that this method is blah 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 blah. Okay, and then I'm going to incorporate HTML tags. Let's say I'm going to put here description. Yeah. Okay, then I will tell that sige, anything na lang. Okay, so that's it. So that is Java doc comment. So what is the role of this Java doc comment? Now, tanggalon sa natin. So if I'm going to call that here in sample program, notice that when I have here, i-override lang ako ni siya, sample, say this one. Notice that na nag-appear, ako ang pangalan, Marcel basta this method is blah, blah, blah. So you can personalize your codes na whoever is using that class, pohon na maligya mo mga method or whatsoever, maligya mo mga algo ninyo pohon kay Java, pwede man mo makabaligya kay Java o mga algo ninyo. Like for an instance, kanang JDesigner, di man na siya sa Java jud, kanang mga drag and drop gani sa Java. Ibaligya naman ni JDesigner kay Java para mas dali ang development. Para ano, like naka-API, baligya nimo ang algo nimo to Java. So you can personalize your API under your name para no one can take that away from you. Okay, na whenever they use or they import that class, mag-reflect imuhang pangalan. And then dili na sila makahilabot ana because it's already encapsulated. Okay, so that is Java doc comment. So you cannot do that in kaning if kana siya isa lang, no? Or baliktad re, if matanggal na siya isa ka asterisk, multi-line comment na siya. Di na Java doc comment. So, kung malingaw mo ani pag mag-abstraction ta kanang sa OOP na jud kani na topic kay makita niyo yung mga definition, explanation sa inyong mga codes, and then as well as kung magusto niyo mag-reflect inyong mga own words dito sa inyong explanation sa inyong methods. Okay? So, question so far? Is there any question, clarification, primitive type, reference type? Wala. Okay? Tapos apa ta mag-code, sir? Mag-code naman, mag-code lagi taron. Okay. Oh, gikapoy na siya. Okay. So, taking inputs from the user scanner. So, tanggalon na ako ni guys ha. I'm gonna remove all of this. And also this one. Okay. So, let's say I'm going to store a name. Okay. And then in Java, much better that you initialize a value either of null, kamo basta initialize ninyo. Let's say int age. And then let's say float na lang. Float. Sa kamong allowance na lang. Allowance na itong example gahapon. So 0.0. By the way, if you use float, pag mag-initialize ka, butangan mo F na apelyido. Pero pag double, pwede na wala. The difference between float and double is float is up to, ang iyang decimal places, up to 7 or 8 lang. While si double up to 15 to 16. Okay, so now, we're going to take input from the user using scanner. So we have here, so name is equal to input that next, yan. Ana lang, okay. And then we have age is equal to input that next, okay, in. So notice guys na kung saan mo gamit na data type for the variable, po na imong ibutang dira na next method. So next in. Okay? Then we have here, let's say allowance that is float. Therefore, input that next float. Again ha, kaning input, it doesn't mean na input na siya dira. Take tag input from the user, input na siya. You can have any name here. Basta katong rules lang, i-follow lang ninyo, dili pwede na you cannot use Java reserved keywords, bawal na siya. Ayan, mag-error. You cannot use public na Java keywords. So dili po pwede mag-start siya with number or anything. Basta follow lang mo, pwede siya SC. Okay, usually makita niyo sa mga tutorial, console ang ginagamit. Okay? Okay, basta console po na inyong gamiton sa baba. Okay? So kung console dito, console po na dire. Then isa ang variable data type next float, so float, next float, in, next in. So ano lang i-compatible ano lang nimo ang compatibility nilang duha. Okay. So now let's display this one using a console muna. So let's say the hi. Okay. Sa Java, the only way for you to display or concatenate the value kay kanang plus sign lang, no? Concatenation. Hi name, you are age years old. So ato ala ning tanggalon. So ibaba. So it doesn't matter kung ibaba nimo na dira guys. Kay kung si Python indentation man kailangan naka-indent, di ba? Di ka pwede basta-basta makababa og mga codes, tama? Si Java, okay lang na ipambaba ni mong codes. Pwede ganina, isa lang na kalinyahan ni mong code. Like for an instance, butang na ko ni nga ana, and then I will also put this one as like that. So it doesn't matter as long as you will not forget the ending statement that everyone, kahit dugay na mo, pwede mo mag-end. Ni katawa. Okay. All right, balik na to ni. And then, yeah, so you're 8 years old and your allowance, tama ba tong grammar? Is allowance. So, pwede na nimo ipangbutang i-ana-ana. Okay? Now, another way to display this one is using printf. Okay, si printf, tana itong \n. So, sa printf, mura na siya sa Python, like %s, pero sa Python, inana man, di ba? Yahang, kani, kung mag-display ka. Diri sa Java, ano lang, %s, you are %d, and your allowance is, let's say, %.2f. And then, kama lang ka dira, name, age, allowance. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That is how you. Okay, what's lacking to this one is of course yung output statement na to na kung sa ibuhato ni user. Wala tayo gi-display dira na please enter your name or etc. So this time magbutang tag print lang. So enter your name. So copy, enter your age. Igutom na mo. Kung namoy third eye na ako yung third ear. Enter your allowance. Masay oras na di ay? 11 pa. Yeah, so that's it, no? That is how you take input and you do output sa Java. Taas, di ba? Medyo taas ang codes. Sir, pwede ba na dito na lang nako string name is equal to input dot next pwede. Okay, pero much better na declare sa ninyo ang variables before ninyo gamiton. Mas standard siya. Okay. Okay. Notice here na next na try ninyo og type of two names or two word names like Michael Angelos, Sarah Jane, no? Sarah that space Jane. Ang kwaon lang anak niya kay Sarah lang. Okay? Or katong Michael lang because it's next. Kung gusto ka na makuha to niya tanan, you'll need to use next line. Okay, try sa nato para to enter your name. Let's say Sarah Jane. Okay, so age is ayan, actually gitreat na niya, nag-error siya because gitreat niya that Jane is the age value. Gitreat na niya sa as para dili mag-error i-string lang nako ang age. By the way, you can string the age kasi dili man na calculated value. Okay? Ailan sa ninyo, ailan nyo is usba. Wait lang. As long as calculate, pwede na ang the most flexible na data type sa tanan programming language kay string jud na. So let's say Sarah Jane. Ayan. So kung napansin niyo, gi-skip niya ang age because Jane is treated as the age value. So mo na siya. So i-percent s po na nato ni siya. Wait ha. Sarah Jane. So mo nang hi Sarah, you are Jane years old. Di ba napansin niyo? You are Jane years old, your allowance is 434. Kay, every after space, ginatreat niya as the next value to the variable. So, ayaw na news ba guys? Ayaw na news ba? That's why, unya na lang inikan. That's why, kung gusto ka na matreat siya as na one line, utang next line. Para whenever I type Sarah Jane, yan. So age 23, 34, then allowance. Yan. So i-display niya as, hi Sarah Jane, you are 34 years old, blah, 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 blah. So ina na ang display. So I'm giving you two options here kung gamiton niyo ang print line or print F. So mo na ang different ways on how to output or display your output in Java. So ang mga girls kay ganahan kinaslaw ka ng organized kailangan or gwapo kailangan output. Ilahan ang ginabutang backslash t dire. Mo na ako mapansin sa ilaha. Like kanang hinlo kailang program. Compared to ganina, example. So Li Chu Non. Ayan. 23. Ayan. Di ba mas anay siya tanawon. Dili na siya align na siya. Okay. Okay, sige. So, we can also use the kani siya na part. Pwede din siya like for an instance, you don't like your system without that print line na medyo daghan kayo codes, no? So, one way to actually do it na murag na mas ma-organize nimo is kaning inabutang na ko na siya sa third party variable, third party o basta third party. Which is string.for format. So the string.format value. And then, mao na lang niya ako ibutang sa so hold is just a third party variable which stores the blah 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 whatever I want to display in my system that print line. So kanina technique mas okay ni siya compared to kani sila kay medyo ano man mo. But again, it's up to you which one, whichever you prefer. Okay. So hold is just a variable Okay, pwede na anything else. So pwede na anything na name sa variable. Hold na kung nagamit kay Isal, wala yung nag-hold sa tuwa. Okay, sige. Na-board na ang uban. I get bored. Okay, siyempre na-board, hindi ang talikod. Answer naman ito sa ina nga. Nag-iwan na sa formative. Okay, guys, we don't do formative assessments here, ha? Again, it's up to you kung maghimo mo, bahala mo. Basta ako, I use this session for all the lessons or topics. Then kamo na bahala sa inyong asa mo maghimog formative assessments. Sa summative na lang ta magkita. Okay, kay mao naman jud na ang pinaka kung naka-learn ba mo. Okay? Okay, so we'll convert this one into UI. Convert na to siya into UI component. So, mas malesen na to ang code ani if we are going to use UI component. Sige, so let's just copy this one. I mean, i-copy lang nato ni na code. If you guys are done, I don't know if you're done. And then, himo lang ta diri og simple UI lang ta. Okay. So let's take input and output from user using UI. Okay, so J option pane. Okay, copy paste lang na, tanggal lang na siya. Sige. Kanila atong Okay. For J option pane, all you just need to do is you don't have to have this one anymore. Wala na ni siya. Wala na sila input. Diretso na siya, no? Like for an instance, J option pane that show input dialog. So we'll have here name. Ana na lang siya. Okay. So mas dali. Then let's have here. Okay. Age. So, okay. Now, if you guys notice, there is an error with the age. Why is that? Ano kaya? Anong error man sa age? O say kulang? Very good. Okay, because the data type of the age is integer. You'll need to parse it. No, parsing means you're going to convert a certain value to a specific value, which is this time we're going to convert it into integer. So we'll need to parse this one integer that so nana siya mao na ni ang gamit sa wrapper classes, no? Pwede na maka-parse. So parsing. Actually pwede man kadili mag na other way ani in terms of saka pa nimo i-parse pero store sa nimo sa string. Pero much better na string jud ni si age o si allowance kay anyway dili mas la calculated value. Okay? I-convert lang niyo siya into integer or double kung gusto niyo siya i-calculate. Pero if not, much better na string yan siya. Pero sige lang, let's have for this purpose muna. So this is float man. So float dot parse float po ni siya. So kana lang inyong i-remember. And then instead of system.hold j option pane that show message dialog null tapos para instead of i-cap, ihurot na nimo tanan ang display, hold na lang. Just have to do that. Okay? So this will give you enter number, what is your name, age, so ayan, what is your name? So Ali Punga. 24. Allowance, blah, blah, blah. So, hi Ali Punga, you are 24 years old. Your allowance is 423,000 ako allowance niyo. Okay? You can type in those wants to type. Kung man ako tiron ba, uli na tayo. Pag unyang hapon, pinatama ng klase. Hudlo na na to. Antod project. Wala man kayo mag-question. Gapon, protekahan. Question lagi. Pero ingon min taw ni, isa ito Sanboko ba to? Ang taong maraming tanong walang alam. Basin sinahan wala alam. Pero dahil kaysa pangutana gapon, grabe yung pangutana. Sa inyo, wala. Kaagi na mo. Kaagi na po to sila, pero wala. Okay, sige. So, we have, let's have different types of J option pane. So, okay na tayo, no? J option pane. Yes po. Ano lang mag-null sa first? Okay. Very good question. At least ano yung na. Okay. Actually, kanang null, it's sa formal parameter of J option pane, it is called as parent component. So since we don't have any JFrame component like JText field or JFrame, that's why we will put there null muna. Kasi wala man tayo other component. Yes. Wala siya yung reference na parent component. So null means ang J option pane mo will display at the center. Yes, sa center. Example, kung nana kay mga components dire, example natin mo JText field, tapos gibutangan mo dire JText field instead of null, ang imong show message dialog diri mo display sa kung asa nimo gi-reference, kung asa yung parent component. So since null sa center wala siya patungaan sa it's placed at the center. Okay? There are several J option pane na magamit nato actually. We have okay na ta dire? Okay, so J option pane that show message. Okay, different show message dialog. So natay mga J option pane that okay, if you want to display an error message, naano siya error message dala. Error, information, critic, warning, pwede niyo na mapili dira. So sa display sa error message, wala ning ano ha. So this one is error message. Siya exclamation point. So tayo nangutana gahapon about sir, saan pagwala sa copy? Kaya di sa ganahan na i-copy daw. Kaning copy. Sa Windows, wala mang guna. Ano na, double check ni murag wala siya pag-display niyo sa Windows, wala i-copy. Sa Mac ra yata na. So mo ni ang display, message ni mo dre, hello. Let's say MMCM. Tapos let's say ano na lang ni siya, MMCM. So ayan, hello MMCM, MCM. Tapos kana tanggalo, we can change the logo or pwede ta maghibog sarili natong logo na i-display nato sa show message dialog. PNG or JPG. Pwede i-change nato na later. Now another one is pwede ka magbutag warning message. So kung warning, it's the exclamation point na murag warning device. So there are several message, dialogue, warning, information, naapoy question, katong question mark ang mugawas, and then default heart, heart message. Nganong heart man? By the way, instead of inana inyong ibutang J option pane warning message, pwede na 0, 1, 2, or 3. Pag zero, error yatang zero. Ano lang siya, kanang like, instead of i-type nimo to siya ang G-option pane error, kana lang zero na lang. Kareo. Rather than kung gusto nimo siya i-type or not. Sige, so butangan na to logo. Sarili na tong logo. Okay, if you guys want to have your logo on your own, sa logo kay kailangan lang ninyo mag butang og image assets. Example kani nga logo Apple. Kani gi-screenshot lang namo ni gahapon dito. Kaning Apple gi-screenshot lang namo ni dire. O sige, butang nato na si Lila Sir na. Asa to? I-logo nato ni si Lila Sir na. Ngita ta kani, butang nato ning logo. Wala man gud may internet gahapon, so mo na nanguha lang may mga logo. Dela Sir, Dela Casa pala. Sa mo na tong logo si Dela Casa sa atong program. So this is how you will do it. Just drag the image asset right here and then click OK, and then after which ay pangalan i-change na ako ng pangalan ani. Wait lang ha, i-change na to ni siya. De la Casa. Drag lang. And then okay. And then after which tanglan nyo dira new image icon de la Casa. .png. Or better sa G-option pane nyo siya ibutan ko. Yeah, but that's it. So kung transparent inyo ang logo or image, pwede ra, mas gwapo siya tanawon. Resize, daamoy makita sa internet but I'm not really familiar. Pero pwede din siya i-ano with resizing. Kamo na lang mag-manual resize. Yun ay algo ana sa Java na i-ano lang ninyo tong resize para ma-resize. What is it? This one? Which one? Okay. This one? Hi? Gara-garaan niya. Okay. Where is she right now? Okay, another G-option pane. Dagan pa na siya, guys. G-option pane that show, confirm. Okay, can all everything actually naani tanan dito sa SSLP nato guys. Okay, this one. You can have something like this, asking a question to your program whether do you want to proceed? Do you want to proceed yes or no sa mga inana. So you can have that one using show confirm this one. So with the user's interaction, either yes or a no. So that is using if condition. So dapat na naka if condition ana. Example we have here in option is equal to something like that. Then you just have to tell the user if option usually represented na siya with 0 or 1, but if you want to be sure or certain, you can have yes option. Yeah, ano lang, if option is equal to g option pane that yes option, then pwede nimo siya i-display. Tanato 3. So thanks for loving me. Ana. Else pag no, the hell I care. Di ba? Okay lang, ano di ay. Di tama mo ghost, no? So, that is, so if yes, ana, no? Irani mo siya, then no, yan, the hell I care. Okay, so that's some of the G option pane, no, na pwede ninyong ano, sana. You can have yes, di ba? Yes, no. Naapo na siya yes, no, cancel option. So, pwede cancel. Actually, you can create your own option, pero next time, cancel ang, i-cancel lang niya, wala siya ibuhaton. Okay. Pero again, just for you to be sure, ina nila, G option pa yun that kung yan pili on cancel option or no option para mas clear imo ang code. Pero that can be represented with 0 or 1. Okay, so is there anything else? Ano pa may question? Okay, I'm not gonna be discussing relational. How about relational operators? Arithmetic, mga bitwise. Discuss pa tato? Ay na? Are you sure? Methods na dito. Loops sa guro ta. If if loops. Oh, pasan na to ni. If and loops. Grabe dali pasin mga kuratan ang uban. Katulo na ka ng Java? Season 3? Sige, so what time is it now? 11:19. Recursion na. Dapat wala rin kan sulod diri. No, recursion is a method that calls itself even without loops, mag-repeat siya. That's recursion. For efficiency sa program. Okay, sige. What else do we have? So everything na naman po sa video. Sige, usa pa may question ninyo aside from kato ilang ano na mga advanced topics. Ano po? Okay, let me finish this one with selection if, and then later on sa afternoon we'll have loops. And let's say if we can touch array methods and other. So selection if. So for this time, we're going to discuss selection if. No, so there are different types of if conditions in Java. So we have single if, we have two-way, we have multiple, we have compound, and then the other one is nested. But actually, nested is combination of compound plus multiple. So an if within an if. Okay, with regards to single if, sometimes dili kay nato na magamit ang single if, but there are specific program that it is only needed na one if lang ang kailangan. So, sige, let's have here, let's say int num na lang, num, something like, let's say we have 0. So if you're going to have a, regardless, basta single if, usually, it doesn't have a curly braces. Pwede na nyo i-ano, num, let's say num is less than 0 and you want to display something here, like this out, num is negative. So something like that. So this is what we call single if. So pwede na nimo ibaba, pwede na ipas one straight line. Okay, that's single if implies that no other option. Wala na ilang option. Wala else. Okay, ano lang. Naay mga uban, naay required, naay program na isa lang jud ka if ang inyong kailangan. I mean, single else. Single else. Else is part of an if. So therefore, kailangan siya. So single if is, it's like, even if there's no option, there's no other option, wala na kay kailangan pa kundi siya o siya lang. Ano na siya ang single if. No, di ba? Oh. Okay, two-way if. Ang two-way if, two-way. You have if and you have else. Okay, if it's not negative, then therefore it is positive. Simple as that. Paspasan na to na multiple if. Multiple if, so si two-way if naman is when you have two options. So medyo daghan siya options, di siya loyal. Okay? Kay murag okay lang kung dili ka sa kuha, dito dai ko sa pikas. Sana all, no? Okay. Tamak daw kayo. Num is equal to 0. Butan na nato ni this is origin. And then num is less than 0. This is, sorry. Negative. else positive. So that is an example of multiple if, as simple as that. Okay? Then, pag compound, notice that kung napansin niyo, Java requires curly braces. Usually, ginabutangan din ng curly braces for every if block. Pero pag single statement lang ka, actually no need. Okay? Pero pag compound statement na, si Java requires curly braces. So, I'm gonna copy this one here, but I'm going to include another process here. Example, num plus plus. Example lang, I will put here num plus plus. So in this manner, Java will not allow you to proceed with with your code kasi it requires that this block of your if condition must have a open and close curly braces. That this one is part of this one. Unlike sa Python kay dapat indentation, naka-indent lang. But in Java, this means that this statement is under this block. You will need to put open and close curly braces. But again, usually ang ginabuhat sa uban, ginabutangan nila open and curly brace. Lahat, no? So, but again, dili required pag single statement lang siya. Okay? But once compound, inana na siya. This one. Okay? Now, how about nested? If nested, then therefore, if nested siya, if within an if, you have, let's say, in this block, you're going to include another condition like if num, let's say modulus to 2 is equal to 0, then you can tell that this number is negative even, something like that. No, it's a negative even. So you can have several if condition inside of that. So that is what we call nested else or nested if. Okay, then one more, switch statement. Paspasan na to, okay na? Or sige, there are some students na nag-ano pa. How about switch statements? Basta driver, switch, lover. O switch case. Okay, let's have switch statement. In the switch statement, I know ternary operators pa data. Ternary operators. Ternary operators in Java is using this two delimiters. So what is ternary operators? When I have here, let's say string process is equal to, let's say num less than 0, then let's say num is positive or is positive na lang, sige. Ay, sorry, negative rather. Negative and is positive. So this is ternary operator. You can have this one. Then you have process. So instead of an if condition, so this is equivalent to what we have above. So it's a one-liner statement wherein you can just pass the value. Once this one is evaluated to true, this negative will be held by process. Whenever it is false, the is positive will be held by process. So on display is num is something like num is either a negative or positive. So pwede naman na num is positive or is negative. So mas malesen imong code compared to this one, no? So sa if condition. Now, sir, can we nest this one? Pwede ba nato ni i-nest? Like, syempre, if 2 is less than 0, that's positive. What about negative 2 less than 0? That is negative. How about 0? Is it negative or is it positive? Wala, no? 0 is not positive nor negative. So therefore, you will need to nest the ternary operators. So how do you do that? You can have something like, pwede ta mag-start with 0, and we will have here is origin, and then after which you're going to have here another expression that says num is less than 0, and then that one. So with that, you have uh, you have an expression that says if num is 0, automatically it will be origin. Otherwise, it will be evaluated as if num less than 0, then it will take the is negative. Otherwise, it will take the is positive. So, mas isa lang siya ka line of statement. Then, you can, it's like if condition pa rin. Okay? So, pwede nato na siya ibaba para, ayan. Java does not really care kung ibaba ni mo na as long as i-recognize na niyang mga terminating statement. Okay, switch statement. So, switch statement, unya, loop na lang tao, okay? Switch statement, we have example, let's say, I'm going to have here usually I use switch statements for menu. So let's say we have menu, A to add, B to subtract, B to exit. Example, we're going to have that menu, right, in our program. And then after which, let's say we have two numbers, num1 equals 3, num2 equals 6. Okay, and then let's have here so using switch statement, you can have something like choose, yeah. And then this is similar to if condition, only that you will use case instead. No, case A, yeah, then break. So pwede na ka magbutang direct output like the sum of num1 and num2 is num1 plus num2, something like that. So you will need to have break statement every after case kasi otherwise i-process niya tanan case statement. Example, I have here, so inani ang mahitabuan na guys, if I have here case B, the difference, o sige, hapit na lang kita na human. Okay, example, I have here case A and case B. Okay, and then I don't put break in the case A. What will happen? If the user chooses A, i-execute niya appeal ang B. Okay, so therefore, kailangan nimo siya utangan og break statement. So you will need to have here break statement para for that case, only A lang siya. For that case, only B. Okay, and then if otherwise, you don't if the user, sorry, if the user chooses otherwise rather than A, B, or E, you can have default. So in the default part, you can type anything here as like invalid, sorry, invalid option. Okay. Now, how about if the user enters capital letter A? Di ba Java is case sensitive? Okay. So, pwede nimo na siya butangan og case A tapos wala nang break. Okay, para regardless of dalawang case, either small letter or capital letter still. By the way, this is equivalent to if you are going to write an if condition about if choose is equal to A or choose is equal to something like A. So inana siya. So this kani siya is equivalent to this one, this code. Right? Now if you don't want na to include like gusto nimo uppercase lang, you can automatically convert this here. You just have to change the method like to lowercase. So therefore, di na siya pwede niyo na siya na tanggal ang case nila. Okay? So meaning kahit enter pa ang user o capital letter, i-convert niya into lower case. Okay? So that is it for switch statement. Okay, so I guess that's that for this session. Later we'll have loops, methods, and array. Mahuman na ako ni ba? So again guys, your formative assessments is what will make you learn katong sa wala na ikatulo na Java niya. Kasi may mga first time pa nag Java. Mostly sa inyo ha. Okay, daghan pa. So sa first time na Java, the formative assessments will make you learn more about Java. So kani siya supplementary lang siya. We'll have later on in the afternoon we'll have loops, array, methods. Kung kaya nun. Dali lamang po ang loop sa Java. File handling pa di ay naparete file handling. Okay, so how about sa online ay question, online people? Ay mga question guys. Nangatulog na ni sila? For sure.